So you are probably here because you want to get rid of that pimple or your acne fast. Benzoyl peroxide is very effective and fast at clearing acne, but it also has its side effects if not used correctly. Benzoyl peroxide could cause dryness of the skin, irritation, sensitivity, and pigmentation. That is why I'm here today, to teach you how to use benzoyl peroxide correctly so that you could get the fast results that you are looking for without the side effects. Hi, my name is Karina. I'm the esthetician here at Bare Glow, and I have been helping people like you achieve a glowing complexion for the past 9 years. Benzoyl peroxide is ideal for inflamed or combination acne. For mild and non-inflamed acne, there's better options available for you, and I will cover those in a future video. Some people could also be allergic to benzoyl peroxide, so I always recommend patch testing the benzoyl peroxide before putting it on your face. So I have my clients test on the inner part of their arms, and they're gonna apply about a quarter size for 3 days to test the product before they apply it on their skin to make sure that they are not sensitive. Some clients also have experienced some of these possible side effects and have stopped using benzoyl peroxide and think that they are allergic to it. For clients that think that they are allergic to benzoyl peroxide, I have them do the patch test on their arm as well, just to confirm, or if they're just having some of the side effects from not using it correctly. Before you use benzoyl peroxide, you want to prep the skin properly. If you want to learn the proper way of cleansing your skin, make sure that you check out my video on face cleansing so that you could get an understanding of how to prep the skin prior to applying the benzoyl peroxide. And I have linked that video up above. So today I am going to give you 10 tips on how to use benzoyl peroxide correctly. If you want the best tips and tricks on how to clear your acne, make sure that you subscribe and you hit the bell so that you could get notified when I post my next video. My first tip is going to be to introduce benzoyl peroxide slowly into the skin. How are we going to do this? We're going to introduce the benzoyl peroxide slowly into the skin, applying it for shorter periods of time. So you will start 3 days applying it for 15 minutes, and then 3 days applying it for 30 minutes, and then another 3 days applying it for an hour, and then 3 more days applying it for 2 hours before applying it overnight or for a long period of time. My second tip is you are going to start at a weaker strength, and then you could work your way up. A lot of people go to their counter or drugstore and they buy a benzoyl peroxide or spot treatment or whatever product that they have been recommended, and it is at 10%. And then they put it on and they have all these reactions, all this dryness and pigmentation. It burns their skin. So the way to prevent this is by starting at a 2.5 plus weaker strength, and then you would work your way up until you find a percentage that you feel comfortable with. At first the product might feel drying, but after a week or two, if the product is not drying you anymore and you are not breaking out, you have found the perfect strength for you. So now we are at tip number 3. So my tip number 3 is going to be to apply it all over the face. So like I said before, a lot of the products say spot treatment, which this is for a person that might have just 1 or 2 or might get occasional breakouts. But if you are suffering with acne all over your skin, all over your chest, all over your back, you are gonna apply it to the full area. So you would apply it to your full face. Remember that the bacteria is there, and even if you don't have a breakout in a different part of your face, then the acne is gonna spread to a different area, and since you're not treating that area, then you're gonna start getting pimples in that area. So that's why it's so important to apply it throughout the skin so that you are covering the whole area where this bacteria could travel to, or where other pimples or acne or that have not surfaced yet are under the skin, and you're attacking them before they could surface. Stay to the end because I will have a few bonus tips, and I have a free PDF download for you guys to have a checklist of everything that I am covering with you. So my tip number 4, it's part of tip 1 and 2, where it's introducing the benzoyl peroxide slowly. So this is going to be to start using it only once a day, and that would preferably be at night, just because that time of the night you could wear for a longer period of time without being disrupted. You'll also not be able to use moisturizer when you are using benzoyl peroxide, so you want to be able to not be uncomfortable. So the best time to introduce it to your skin would be at nighttime. This brings me over to my tip number 5, which if you're going to be using it at night or during the day, you want to make sure that the clothes that you are wearing, your bedding, your towels are either white, because benzoyl peroxide does have a bleaching effect, so you don't want to stain your clothes or your bedding or your towels. So you want to get either everything white, or they do have benzoyl peroxide safe bedding and certain products. My tip number 6 will be to really work that product into the skin. So you want to make sure that the product is getting into your pores. A lot of times we have fine facial hair, or we're just not really working it into the skin. So you want to make sure that you are rubbing it into the skin so that it goes into the pores. My tip number 7, that is going to be that you want to use the product every day. You're going to continue to use it even after you clear. We want to make sure that all the bacteria is completely gone. You have to remember that the pimple does take 90 days to form. So when you start treating, you might start seeing clearing, and you might not be getting new pimples because we are controlling this, but there might be what are called microcomedones under the skin, and you want to make sure that you are still attacking those before they surface up into the surface of the skin. If you have tried benzoyl peroxide and have had some of these side effects, let me know in the comments below if you were following the steps, or if you were not doing any of this and you want to give it a second chance. My tip number 9, that is going to be that, like I mentioned in my previous tip, that you are going to be strengthening. So some people they would be perfect with a certain strength, but if you notice the new blemishes are coming up, then you might be ready for a stronger strength. Why is this? Bacteria, like a lot of other acne bacteria, like a lot of other bacteria, adapt to their environment, and they also become resistant sometimes to a certain amount of medication. So we want to increase the amount and the strength until we're using a strong enough strength that they are not able to adapt, or they're not able to fight anymore. Tip number 10 is going to be to expect some dryness and some peeling. So if you watch one of my other videos about what is acne, you're going to know that acne is actually overproduction of dry skin. So we want to get rid of all this buildup of dry skin, exfoliate it. So you have a lot of buildup and you want to exfoliate it. So when you're exfoliating something, you are going to have, like, kind of, for example, when you exfoliate with a chemical peel, your face is going to peel. So because we dry that area, we're removing that dead skin. So with benzoyl peroxide, you are going to experience a little bit of dryness, and that dryness is going to cause some flaking and peeling. So that should be expected. My bonus tip is going to be that in certain areas that are a little bit more sensitive, around the mouth, around the nose, that you are going to want to apply either Vaseline or Aquaphor in those areas when it has become very dry or very sensitive or very uncomfortable. But you would continue to apply it in the rest of the face. And bonus tip number 2 would be to make sure that you do not get too close to the eye area. So when I say apply all over the face, it would not go below your eyebrows or your orbital bone or eye socket. A bonus tip number 3 will be to make sure to also, some areas are more sensitive, so you might not be able to move up in strength, or you might have to move up in strength a little bit slower. Some people will break out around their neck and behind their ears. This area tends to be a little bit more delicate, so maybe your skin is still breaking out and you want to move up in strength, but you are not going to do that in the more sensitive areas. The chest will be identified or the same strength as your face, whereas your back, you could actually move up to the 10% in strength. So in the description box, you will find a link to a downloadable PDF that is going to give you all these points that I mentioned. It's also going to give you my time schedule and the 6-week routine that I have my clients on during their clearing process. If you have found this information helpful, make sure that you like this and that you subscribe, you hit the bell for my coming up videos, and that you share this. This is information that is not very commonly found on the internet. A lot of the people that know these secrets, they don't want to share it. So I am giving this information to you guys, and I want you guys to share with as many of your friends or as many people that you know that might be struggling with acne. If you would like to get more information about me and my acne program and how I have been helping people clear your skin, make sure you check out my website, and you could find me on Instagram. If you're looking to join a community that is going through the same things as you, I have created a Facebook group. It is brand new. Be a free training for the first members that I am doing a beta test with. It's going to be a free training where I walk them step by step for 6 weeks on how to clear their acne. So one last final tip that I forgot to mention: if you are using benzoyl peroxide, you want to make sure that you are wearing your sunscreen. If you are not protecting yourself from the sun, that is going to make your skin even more irritated. It is going to make it even redder, itchier, drier. So make sure that you are using sunscreen, and you want the sunscreen to be oil-free or water-based. The ideal sunscreen is going to be anything of SPF of 30. Your skin is, for any reason you are still having dryness, itchiness, sensitivity, and you test it and you are not allergic to benzoyl peroxide, you could discontinue the product for 2 to 3 days and then get back into using it. So make sure that you subscribe and you watch one of my previous or latest videos. Okay, so